Hi everyone and welcome. So for today's practice we are really going to be looking at doing a slow practice that you can do in bed right before you fall asleep. So it might be that you come to this practice before you head to bed as you're winding down, or maybe you come to this practice before a nap, but whatever it is, make sure that you get yourself super comfortable. So whatever you might sleep in, pop yourself in that. Make sure you haven't got too many layers. Go start the practice in whatever you might sleep in. We're going to get under the covers nearer the end and start to wind down. So make sure you're ready, comfortable for that. And before we start, if you like this video, give it a like. I'm not going to be speaking to you guys too much at the end because the emphasis will be on the fact that you guys will hopefully be starting to drift off. But if you do like it, please give it a like, share it with friends, family, anyone that it might help a little bit with their sleep practice. So we are going to get started just in a seated position, and just take a second here. So it might be that you start cross-legged, it might be that you start up and kneeling, it might even be that you take those legs out long into a straddle position. So whatever it is, just getting yourself somewhere that feels comfortable. Maybe you even take a cushion, sit up on a cushion if that feels nice. And start when you're ready to just try and let go of any movement. So if the body still wants to take movement through the fingertips, through the shoulders, maybe you simply pick a part of the body up and put it back down again, feel free to. But drop that chin just down towards the chest, close down through the eyes. And then start to just draw that awareness to the breath. So noticing here the natural pace of the breath. So welcoming in however the breath is right now. So maybe it's long, maybe it's fast, maybe it's shallow, maybe it's deep. Wherever it is, just welcoming it in, open arms, and just taking one hand onto the chest, one hand onto the belly. Noticing rise and fall of the diaphragm. So maybe that breath is just reaching the chest, maybe it's a full belly breath, it's going all the way down. So just heightening that awareness. It might not be often that you check in with the breath. And it's something that we're doing, breathing every second of every day. And yet so often we allow our attention to wander. So just drawing that attention back for a couple of seconds. And then whilst you're here, noticing that breath, check in with the rest of the body. How is the body feeling? So is there any tension anywhere? Maybe if there is, it's in those usual places, so around the shoulders, around the back. Or maybe it's being a little bit sneaky today, that tension. Maybe it's hiding. Maybe it's in the face, in the hands and the feet. So just actively using that breath on the inhale. Take that breath to where it needs to go. And on the exhale to just see if you can release, let go of any tension. Maybe it's simply just finding a small smile on the face and then releasing. Taking a big breath here in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sigh it out, let it go. So from here, legs coming out into that straddle position, and just taking a second, taking hands onto the thighs, onto the calves. Maybe just taking a squeeze through the ankles, tops of the feet, just giving the body a squeeze, showing the body some love. Maybe hands even go to opposite arms, take a squeeze through the forearms, the wrists, upper arms, shoulders. Just checking in with how that feels. Maybe take a couple of shoulder rolls back here as well, starting to ease in. From here, starting to find some gentle movement. So maybe it starts off small and it's just through the head. So the head just starts to move around in circles. And maybe it just stays here. So maybe it stays super small, hands resting down, maybe on the bed, on the legs. And this small movement, maybe you keep it small, or maybe it starts to grow bigger. So maybe from the head, it starts to move around to the neck, shoulders, torso. And if you fear this looks silly, just allowing yourself to drop into sensation. So moving away from how it looks, dropping into how it feels. Maybe you close down through those eyes again. Not fearing if it looks silly, just welcoming in whatever feels good. So asking yourself here, what does my body need, and then responding through the movement. So option then to stay here with that movement. Maybe you're taking circles, moving the torso round, or maybe you start to edge those hands down, moving them forwards, coming into a forward fold. So keeping it nice and restorative here, nice and soft, so we don't have to push through the feet. If you want to round through that back, allow it to happen. Maybe you allow that head to hang down heavy. And only coming as far as feels comfortable. Maybe you even take fingertips out in front and then allow the head to drop down. So your choice here, checking in with what works for you. Keeping soft knees, so no pushing the knees out. And just taking a couple of breaths here, feeling into that stillness. Noticing how this stretch feels through the legs. And maybe you're not in the forward fold, maybe you decided to stay with that movement. If you did, honour that decision, stay with it. Maybe you're even just sitting up and seated, knowing that you know the body best. Slowly in your own time, if you're in that forward fold, starting to ease away, mindful movement, using those hands to help you rolling back up. And then just taking right hand down to the outside of the right leg. So we inhale, we're going to sweep that left arm up and over. So we're coming into a side stretch over towards that leg. So it might be that you stay up on the fingertips, up on the forearms. It might be that that left hand comes all the way down, finds the right foot. If it does, taking that gaze up towards the left hand side, up towards the sky. Staying with that breath here, so noticing that opening through the left side body. That expansion, that space. One more big breath here, inhale. And exhale. We're going to move over to the other side, so maybe it might just be that that right hand sweeps round, and then as we inhale, the right arm lifts up. Did I say right? Left arm sweeps around, right arm lifts up, so we're finding that stretch on the other side. Maybe the right hand finds the left foot. Maybe it just stays up a little bit higher. Wherever it is, and just seeing that opening through the right side body now. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, start to lift yourself back up. And just taking right hand down. As we inhale, left arm reaches up and over. This time we're not folding over the leg, we're just taking a side stretch. It might be fingertips, you might be down on the forearms. Breathing here. As we inhale, moving over onto the opposite side, left hand grounds, right arm sweeps up and over. Taking that gaze, that drishti up towards the hand. Inhale, coming up. And then we're going to draw the knees up in towards the chest. Take a second here, knees in, and then hands come to the knees. We open them out to the side, soles of the feet come together, Baddha Konasana. So we want to take, again, a nice rounded variation. So if those feet are like right in here, just evening them out, taking them forwards a little bit more. Making more of a diamond shape with the legs. It might be if you've got pillows that you stack one pillow underneath one leg, one pillow underneath another. This can feel super nice, giving yourself that support here. And then we're going to come into a forward fold again. This time, option to take the hands underneath the ankles if that feels nice. And we just allow the head to start to drop forwards. So the same way that we've propped those knees with the pillows, also prop the head. So taking a pillow, something down here, something soft, finding that support. If you're in bed, maybe it's just a blanket. And just allowing yourself to ground down. So a bit of a longer hold here. And starting to just allow everything in the body to feel super, super heavy. So releasing any active movement. So normally in these stretches, we've got that active movement. Everything's switched on through the legs, through the arms. Here we're just trying to release any effort. letting go. If you're in this and you're not feeling supported, making sure you grab those pillows, grab those blankets. Make this a moment of ease. Really allowing yourself to pause here. Noticing again if the mind is wandering. So if thoughts, feelings, memories, anything is popping up. Knowing that it's completely normal for these things to happen. The mind is busy. Just allowing them to sit with you. Body, mind starting to relax, to release, switch off. Now if this is feeling super comfortable for you, allowing yourself to stay here for a couple more minutes. If you feel supported, held, stay here a little bit longer. If you're ready, starting to gently move out. Again, mindful movements, so taking your time, keeping those eyes closed, starting to come up. And I invite you to just get into whatever position you would normally come into for sleep. So it might be that you're lying down on your back, it might be that you're lying down on your side. So whatever it is, find it, make sure it's supported. So maybe it's coming down, taking blankets over you, starting to wind down. Maybe coming to lie on your side with a pillow to support. Maybe if you feel like it, you take a pillow underneath the legs if that feels super nice. Maybe underneath the knees. Find that support there. Wherever it is, just coming to where is comfortable. If you're in that Baddha Konasana, staying there for as long as is comfortable. And then when you're ready, moving into wherever you come for sleep. So not feeling prescriptive here. So coming to whatever works for you. So we're not coming to that traditional Shavasana if that's not something that works. Just coming to wherever you go for sleep. When you get there, just ask yourself, if I could do something to make myself just 10% more comfortable, what would it be? Maybe it's grabbing another pillow, grabbing another blanket. Maybe it's adding a layer, maybe taking socks off, whatever it is. Just take a second there. When you come to here, keeping those eyes closed and checking back in with the breath. So checking back in, is it the same as the start of practice or is it different? If it's the same, no worries. If it's different, just noticing. Maybe we take one last releasing breath in through the nose. Release out through the mouth, sighing everything out. And then noticing that breath, as we inhale, we have that prana, that energy moving through, all the way from the crown of the head down to the tips of the toes. And as that energy moves through, it releases and unlocks, letting go of any tension. So with every inhale, we send that breath to where it needs to go. With every exhale, we find a release. So that breath starts at the top of the body, crown of the head, forehead, eyebrows, eyes, temples, nose, cheeks, mouth, chin, ears, neck, as it swirls around, moving its way around on those inhales, on the exhales it releases. So we let go of the tension until the face is completely relaxed. And then it starts to move down from the neck to the collarbones, shoulders, the upper back. And from here it drops down into the upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, tops of the hands, palms of the hands, and each finger individually, until you feel those arms letting go. From the arms it swirls around, back around the collarbones, and drops down into the chest, into our heart space. Opening, unlocking, moving its way down into the belly, around to the lower back, to the hips and to the groin, and then down into the legs, thighs, knees, calves, shins, ankles, tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and each toe individually. Swirling its way around, moving around, until the entire body is released. Released, reset, restored. That prana doing its job, that breath moving through all of the body. So if you can, staying with that stillness here, picturing that unlocking, that releasing. And hopefully from here you can manage to start to drift off, allowing yourself to take any last wiggles, any last movements if you need. So thank you everybody for practicing. I hope that was helpful to send you off to sleep.